Kenshi requested of me to create a creature that could survive the wasteland. Unfortunately, I made Grung, and the very first thing he did was pick a bar fight. He proceeded to rob them, and then rob a random house. After all that, one of the bar thugs ascended. Maybe I shouldn't have picked a fight with them. Grug took up a crossbow and vowed never to let that happen again. After this, I adventured into Holy Nation territory, a land filled with the Amish. I met a man named Griffin who foresaw me in his dreams, but he wanted a lot of money, so I robbed the farm down the road. They didn't really care much though. So I did it again. Unfortunately for me, they knew their shit. So I went back to the hub and recruited this Habsburg abomination called Squid. So our heroes set out to the next town over. On the way they encountered some bandits. Luckily Grung has a way with words. Anyways, we stole their drip. Inside Squin, we found Ruka, the Giga Chad. After getting dripped up, we set out to earn more money, because we're poor. The gang stumbled across an outpost with a camp nearby, so Grung took pot shots at the locals, and for that they folded him like an omelet. Too bad we got their leader though, and their leader had a bounty, one we handed in. And as the great Trump said, use that money to join the Thieves Guild, and that's what we did. After which we adventured to the Holy Nation, but things did not go quite so well as last time. As it turns out, the Holy Nation hating both Shek and women turns into a bad thing when I have both of those in my party. It looks so sad. After Squid was released from prison, I tried to pick up Grung. However, that is considered an act of terrorism, so they put me right back in jail. And since Shek are hated, Ruka was not allowed to leave the city. Living at least. After a series of attempts, Grung managed to finally outrun the paladins and escape to safety. And as the others attempted to escape themselves, Grung searched for the one who saw him in his dreams. He was in the city we started in. I visited every city in the Holy Nation. Now that all my party members aren't public enemy number 1, we can just wait until one of them gets released and walk him out. Squid also escaped, followed by the entire town. Luckily, a couple of hungry bandits decided to distract them for me. And just like that, the entire gang was back together again. Now, we didn't want to go back through the city to get back to the hub, so we went around through the hives. Luckily for me, they accept teeth as payment. Now fully armed, I make my way back to the hub. Once I got back to the hub, I realized something. My characters are weak. We need to get a real powerhouse. Luckily, I know where one is, so we set out to rescue them. Unfortunately for us, we got attacked the moment we stepped out of the city. Then we got enslaved. Fun. Luckily for us, slavers are stupid, and they forgot to, check on the people they just enslaved. After spending some time recuperating, we set out, only stopping to collect supplies and rob some guy's house. But before we got to the place, we got our ass kicked. After recovering, we continue on our way. Slowly. With our rest stop in sight, we get ambushed by a couple of beak things. Surprisingly, Grung stops being completely useless for once and kills one of them.
Useful.
After carrying the unconscious bodies of our friends and stealing the beak thing's skin, we rest. After our bones were defragmented, we left in search of a place that wasn't completely infested with beak thing. But we probably should have taken a different path. After escaping Eggman's piss lasers, we go for a swim. But then I saw it, Grung walking on water. But when I tried to get a closer look, the game crashed. At Flet's Lagoon, we settled down.